down. This candle formed bearish, so now the idea was that next candle is going to go bullish, so we waited for the candle to form, but eventually this candle formed bearish, and now when we look left, what do we see? When we look left, we see that, okay, maybe this area is going to be some sort of an interesting area, so what are we going to do? We're going to wait for a candle to form bullish candle because it's reaching this resistance area, resistance turns support, so we want to see if a support is going to be formed here. Because if we can see a support formed, we can say, okay, you know what, now we can probably take a probability buy, right? So let's see how the next candle closes. We have another bearish candle. Do we enter now? Some guys are going to enter now saying, oh, look, the candle formed with no wick, so we're going to enter now and take a buy. But it's risky. Look what happened here. This candle had no wick, but next candle went down. You know, there was the probability. So now you have to, so if you're looking for buys, you need to wait for a candle to form bullish. But you can't even take a sell here because you're at this very strong resistance turn support, you know, so you can't even take a sell because next candle can just move up or next candle can just move down. But if next candle moves down below this area, let's say, where's my arrow? Oh man, I can't select my arrow. Yeah, below this area, then you know, okay, we're probably going to move down over here, right? Destination. So we're going to wait to see how this candle forms. There we go. We have this weak bearish candle. What do we do? So these, now you have to understand, these are 30-minute candles, right? These are 30-minute candles, man. So you're waiting. So what did you do? You waited 30 minutes. You waited another 30 minutes, 1 hour. You waited 1 hour, and then you waited another 30 minutes, 1.5 hours. So you waited 1.5 hours, and all you see is this bullshit mini bullish candle. Like this means nothing. This is a write-off. Because look, price opened over here, and it closed over here. There's nothing. See, so now again you're waiting. You're waiting to see what's happening next, right? Let's wait and see what happens. Let's go next. Nice. Now you have some sort of a bullish candle formed here, right? So probably you can say, okay, you know what? The bullish candle is forming, so maybe I'd want to wait for the next candle to form, right? Or if you are really taking, chances, you're probably saying that, okay, maybe I'm going to take a stop loss down over here, or you're going to wait for a more confirmation of the stronger candle to form. Perfect. This here is perfect. Now what you can see is that, okay, you know what? Maybe this makes much more sense. Maybe now we're trying to move up because now you have this strong bullish candle forming, and you can say that, okay, maybe now we're trying to move up. So now once you have this candle form, you can easily say that, okay, now what we can do is we can probably have a stop below here, or we can even have a stop below here and say that as long as price stays below this level, we should be moving up. Makes sense? Because the price made a high here. Remember we talked about this earlier. Price made a high here, and now it did a retest. So this is 2.5 hours into the session that you waited for price to form candles that you want to form. Right, so let's move to the next one. See, now it's time to move up. We moved up till this region, right? And since we moved to this region and we are good traders, we took profits and maybe we put stops at break even because we identified that, okay, price is moving into this resistance area, which is where it might have some issues, right? So you took profits, you put profits at break even, and you let it run. Let's see what happens. See, this is a golden trade now. All because you waited for confirmations, you waited for price to form some sort of a support, you waited for price to form some sort of a bullish candle so you know where your stop loss is going to be. Because once you have a bearish candle, you don't know where your stop loss is going to be. Will it be down over here? Fuck that. That's a big stop loss, right? So you want a bullish candle forming so you can say, okay, I'm going to have a stop loss down over here, man, because, you know, probability dictates that once bullish candles are formed on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, there's a high chance it's going to continue moving up. And let's see what happens. And then, you know, like, whatever, and then you got stopped out or whatever. And then now when you look left, you see the price came down to the same area, created this doji, created this bullish candle. So like, and then when you try to take a buy over here, what happened? You got stopped.